Good afternoon, South Coast. This is Ronald Oliveira of RE/MAX Vantage. We're here for our monthly mortgage update and some agent appreciation. Today's show is sponsored by Milestone Mortgage Solutions and Whaling City Title. Thank you guys for sponsoring us. Today we have my VP, Miss Melisa Gagne, and proud and honored to announce she's now at RE/MAX Vantage, Miss Jessica Couto.
Yes. Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm usually pretty excited, but it's the day after Cinco de Mayo, so my excitement is building back up. How was your Cinco de Mayo? Let's talk about some fun stuff first.
I spent Cinco de Mayo on a baseball field.
How was that? Handing out shots of tequila?
Yeah, no. I wish. We should have used that. Yeah.
Melissa, what'd you do for Cinco de Mayo?
I worked. I didn't even have a margarita.
I know.
Where the hell do you work? Not a fun place.
I know. So I'm going to have my own Cinco de Mayo at some point, either this week or next week.
The Cinco de Drinko is going to come up?
So stay tuned. I'll be finding y'all for some tequila.
Absolutely.
So big shout out. Yesterday I was in a golf tournament. Day of Portugal, Fall River at the Fall River Country Club. Big shout out to you guys. Massive event. Did a great job fundraising. Everybody had a blast. Awesome golf tournament. We'll get into some fundraising stuff, but I just want to give them a big shout out. Everybody had a great time yesterday. You guys put on an amazing event. Everything was awesome from start to finish. What do you guys think? Probably the 3 or 4 best Mexican restaurants in our area. Let's do a poll.
The National is amazing.
National.
I haven't been yet, but I've heard incredible things about it.
The food's incredible.
Yeah, I'm a Frontera girl. I like Frontera. It's always, good people, nice, good. Pretty good food.
And you know what? Morgan's.
Drinks.
Have you been to Morgan's?
Morgan's is good.
Morgan's Cantina.
Morgan's Cantina. That place
love
is good.
Morgan's.
Yes.
The atmosphere.
Yes.
The drinks are amazing.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, that is
one of my favorites.
So yeah, my wife was here, Sol de Mexico. So that's her spot, and
I
that's our
haven't
spot.
been there.
I haven't
And
been
the
there.
Check
140.
that out.
Great food. What's your favorite Mexican food? What's your go-to?
My go-to. I don't know. I eat pretty healthy, so.
There's healthy Mexican food.
can't-
You don't have to
I
have the
can't
rice
say
and
no.
beans.
I know.
I have to say, I can't say no to No Problemos barbecue
probs.
quesadilla or a barbecue burrito. Mm-hmm. It's like the best mix of spicy, sweet, and Mexican. I don't know.
I love a good tostada there.
Yeah. That's the first thing that came to my mind. What's yours?
No prob.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like
Tostada with chicken.
Style with chicken.
Oh, yeah, that's good too.
I'm a carne asada guy. So,
Okay.
So gotta have it. Favorite marg? What's your
Skinny
go-to?
margarita.
Skinny marg.
I like, lately I've been doing the skinny cucumber margarita.
Skinny cucumber
And that's
marg.
good.
That's good.
Did you
And
try
if you really
spicy?
want to get crazy, the spicy's good. And then if you really want to get crazy, you do a cucumber watermelon one.
I love watermelon.
Amazing.
And a little spice to that. Oh my
So
God.
definitely, mine's the El Presidente with a little extra Don Julio.
Yes.
So shout out to all of our favorite Mexican
Yes.
places.
Yes.
Cinco de Mayo's a blast. That's why today we are all running on Society Coffee.
This is my first time trying Society Coffee.
So good,
Cheers
right?
to
Cheers.
this chocolate chip banana bread.
Amazing. So good. I
The
love
first sip, I kind of regretted it because I went, oh my God,
it. You
I'm going
almost
to need
wish
this
you had never
every
tried
day.
it. I know.
So, Jess, we're super excited to have you here at RE/MAX. Give us a little
Thank you.
background. How long have you been in the business? What areas do you primarily service?
So I service the South Coast, which is an amazing area that we all live in. I was born and raised here. And I've been in the real estate industry for about 4 years, licensed for 3.5. It's been an incredible journey so far.
You came in at right at COVID,
Right after COVID, 2022.
so you were still in the chaos.
I want to say it was like the transition out of the chaos because when I came in, it wasn't as chaotic as it was, definitely.
It wasn't all masked up when you came in?
No.
Okay, so
No.
it was right around
It
that
It was
time.
dying down.
So it's when we didn't have to do the booties
Yeah.
and everywhere
I
just to
couldn't even
enter.
recognize half of our realtor friends.
no clue.
We'd be at open house and be like, hey, we work together. There's one of my colleagues. That's
That's what you look like without a mask.
definitely crazy times.
Yeah.
So after all that craziness, what made you want to get into real estate?
Well, as being a business owner, I always want to create something memorable. And I wanted to get into the real estate industry because I felt like I had a passion for real estate. I've always had it in the back of my mind. I love decor. I love staging, architecture. I have a passion for architecture. So finally, a few years ago, my husband had a little health scare, and I thought, you know what? I want to bring my family to the next level. Even though I'm very comfortable as a business owner, I really wanted to challenge myself.
Tell us about your business.
So I own a hair salon.
We could do a double promo
Yeah, we
here.
could.
It's okay. We support local businesses.
I'm also a salon owner. I love helping women feel their best, and the confidence that it brings to them is why I do what I do, which trickles down to real estate because I feel like I really love helping people find their home. It really makes a difference in my life, helping them with such a big, purchase in their life.
And usually the wife is making the decision. If she likes the house, hubby's saying
Happy
like,
wife,
hey, this
happy
is
life.
the one. Yeah.
Right.
Happy wife, happy
Absolutely,
life.
absolutely.
And if I may say, she's very good at it because I finally treated myself and I went to go see her at her salon about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And she's amazing at it and she's very good and it's and you it's something I'm so proud to know you for so many levels, but it's you nailed it how you said that you truly, I felt that when you said that you enjoy helping women feel their best. And it's such a comfortable, great experience, and I love that we were able to collaborate that, and she's bringing that into the real estate world.
There's even more girl power at
Yes.
It's amazing. And I love to center myself around girl power.
I
keep telling the guys, like, we got to step it up. These girls are like...
No, it's great. It's great. And can I just tell you, every single person that sits in my chair when I'm at the salon speaks about real estate. I talk real estate every single day with every person.
Wild.
It's amazing.
That's
no,
awesome.
That's true. Like everyone's curious. So do you think, are you talking to more buyers or sellers? And what does that conversation kind of look like right now in this market?
The conversation starts with what's
the
the market?
market?
What's the market
What's the
look
market?
like?
Yeah.
What are the interest rates? Are prices coming down? All of that.
Yeah. So
And-
rates are high, prices aren't coming down.
Right.
Next question.
I feel like everybody always wants a fun answer that's going to be, oh yeah, it's great.
How's the market? Yeah, they're giving houses away.
Yeah,
Go down to
It
Kilburn
really
Mill
not.
and grab a number. We're giving away free
you can
houses.
see it in their eyes where you're just like, okay, I know that's not the answer you're looking
But
for,
it's-
but this is where we're at.
It's great for taking inventory on what people are thinking. It's great to know what the consumer is thinking.
So in this market right now, this spring market, 2026, early summer market, do you think people are chasing affordability or lifestyle?
I think that would depend on the area and the buyer, right? If you have someone that is looking for a waterfront home in Dartmouth, they're obviously chasing lifestyle, right? Because that's going to be something that's up there in price. But if you have a newly married couple who are just starting off and they, want their first home, it might be affordability.
I think there's a lot of people kind of sitting on the sidelines because they're not sure where it's going. Like it's a big decision, right? We all know it's not a $250,000 decision. It's
Right.
a $500,000 to $750,000 decision, and it's. I don't think there's anything affordable about that,
Yeah.
right?
The average
Yeah.
home buyer,
It's
right?
never
you
going
have
to
a
be
point.
like, hey, this is super cheap.
Yeah.
So and I think that people are making good money out there right now, but everything's costing more money. And one of the things we talked about in the huddle, it's like just average car payments. Like my buddy sells like used cars, and I'm like, well, what's the interest rate on that? And it's like 14%.
Yeah.
And the average used car now is like $20,000. So you tie that in
I
with
feel
the
like
cost
car
of
payments
groceries.
became what rent and mortgage payments used
Gas,
to be.
yeah.
I
Right?
agree.
Gas.
I agree.
And that's why I always ask, like, there's a lot of people out there. All of our open houses, like we have probably 150 to 200 people through all of our open houses. I think people are, seeing how far their money's going to go. And I think it's, who's out there right now? Are people looking for affordability? Are they looking for lifestyle? I think if they were ready to go, they would have pulled the trigger. I think people are just seeing, what the market's like. I think a lot of our sell buys right now, people that are sitting on a lot of equity right now, you guys controlling our market because those houses aren't coming on the
100%.
market. They're not going to take the leap unless they find that right property I was referred to as the unicorn. Are you seeing a lot of that in those conversations?
Well, 50% of the conversations, I would say, a good, maybe even more, are sell buys. People that want to move on, move up, or even downsize, but they don't want to get rid of that rate. They have a
And I
2% mortgage rate.
I think it's super important to acknowledge that a lot of times it's almost like because they're sitting on so much equity, that's such a great thing, right? And they're bringing it into the other, but they're still, even with $200,000-$300,000, maybe even more down that they have after selling their house, they're going and buying $800,000-$900,000 houses, and they're still sitting with a $3,000 to $4,000 a month mortgage with putting that substantial amount down. And I think you really see it set in then, whether it's funny how you put it, like almost kind of what you said, all right, then it goes to, are they going to go back to affordability or are they going to go to lifestyle? And I think it's been very interesting as of recent to see it goes one way or the other, I've noticed. It's where they're like, yep, okay, you know what, we're going to get everything we wanted.
Right.
I think post-COVID times and with the world being uncertain right now, people are almost doing, I don't think it's cool anymore to say YOLO, but I guess for lack of better terms, like kind of like you only live once type thing, and then people are kind of going out there, and you have like half the people going that way, and then the other half saying, I want to be careful and you know, I want to stick with my, you know, $1,800 a month mortgage and see what happens.
And you should be able to afford your lifestyle, right? I mean, if you do want a different lifestyle, you should be able to afford it.
Yeah, we always want to make sure that something, again, it's great. We have a closing, everybody's happy, sign here, and then here come the payments for the next 30 years. And we want to make sure it's affordable. We know that escrows are ever changing, property taxes are going up.
Insurance.
Home insurance.
Yeah.
You know, my mother's calling me like, oh my God, the guy came, we got to put a new hand railing, you know, in 30 days. And, you know, my insurance is going to go up.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it's always that type of stuff like that. Carriers good carriers at good rates are hard to find.
For
you know,
sure.
so that's changing like every month. So I think it's hard to pinpoint what people, I think once you get to a certain price point, people are chasing lifestyle. I think in our area, tied to the average household income, then it comes down to like affordability.
Yeah.
But do you think that those folks that we call it the handcuffs, that have the low rate, have the equity, are able to find those properties? What does that conversation look like for both of you?
I think they should definitely.
Is it doable? Are those properties out there?
Absolutely. I mean, what do you think?
It's doable. I think that as long as
what should the process be?
I think the conversations need to be had.
Yeah.
And I think that the reality of everything needs to be had. I'm a firm believer in just throwing it out there, good, bad, or indifferent. You know, as somebody who's had to, you know, live on, you know, a budget and my whole life, you know, things like that. I can't help but be that person and can't help but state the obvious, even though they may know it. And it's obviously not their first rodeo to say, hey, you know, your mortgage, like exactly like we were just talking about, your mortgage might be $3,500 right now to start, but just keep in mind as the years go on and either escrows have to go up because of homeowners insurance doubling or taxes going up in the town that you're buying in or whatever it may be, that $3,500 is not going to always be there. And a lot of people don't realize that. And so I think having those conversations, it's not to scare them, it's to do the opposite.
No,
so that way you're
them.
prepared. So that way you're not calling me 2 years from now saying, oh my gosh, my mortgage just went up $400 and I have no idea why. You were prepared for that. And so that way I think having a plan is a big part of the execution of it. And just knowing the good, bad, or indifferent of what that all entails, you know.
And sometimes it's the other way around, right?
Correct.
They have so much equity, they want to downsize. They can actually pay cash for their next home and not have to worry about a mortgage payment.
Yes.
So you have to think about it in that end too.
Is there a big risk of me putting my house for sale while I'm looking? Or do you think...
That's what the struggle is. That's what I'm finding.
What do I have to lose? So I'm sitting on a ton of equity. Nobody's ever going to force me out of my house.
Right.
But it's going to be hard for me to get the house I want if my house is not actually on the market.
Right.
That's why contingencies are put in place, and the sale contingency is super important. And I think having that conversation with the sale contingency, so that way people understand, you know, your house is listed for sale contingent upon you as the seller finding and obtaining suitable housing, and that's huge.
Right.
Essentially says to the person, hey, you know what? You know, buyer A and B, if you're over here, you know, you're looking out there and we don't have a house that you're going to buy, you don't have to close on your existing house until you have somewhere to go. We're not going to leave you homeless, you know?
Yeah, they're all like, oh, I don't want to put my house on the market until I find the right one. But if it's the right one for you, it's probably the right one for a lot of other people. And chances are that house isn't going to come on the market.
That's correct.
It's going to be like an in-house listing and, hey, I have somebody that's been dreaming of this house and it's going to go.
Have you found that changed? I'm curious of where you, since like during the COVID market, if you will, which I feel like lasted after COVID. So I guess I would say like the last 4 or 5 years, it was a lot easier for us to say, hey, here's our offer. As soon as you accept this, I'll have the house listed, and because we knew it would go like that. I'm finding in the last 6 months to a year, but for like especially in the last 6 months, nobody wants to see.
They won't take it
They
seriously.
don't want to take it serious. You're just almost getting filed into a different thing, no matter how good you are, no matter how much they know you're going to take care of it. I'm finding it's a lot harder to have that sale contingency when it's not even in MLS yet or not listed yet. Are you finding that?
Yeah. People don't
it's
really
shifted a little bit.
want to hear it.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
they don't want to,
shifted.
it's too much of a risk.
Yeah.
I'm going through all this stuff to put my house on the
Yep.
market. Now I'm going to be waiting for you to get your act together and who knows, you know, anything can happen. You know, I don't know the property. All I see is an address.
Yeah.
I don't have access to it to go in it.
Yep.
And now I got to make that decision. But I think that special house that I'm looking for is not only going to be special for me, it's going to be special for other people. And because my house isn't on the market and I'm not really ready, I'm going to miss out on that opportunity. So it's never going to, when do I get to tap into this equity and make that move? You know, I'm sitting on so much equity where my monthly payment really isn't going to change. It's going to shift, right? I'm still going to be, even though my rate's a little bit higher, going to be higher right now, but I'm putting so much money down, like you said, my payment's going to be the same and I'm going to be in a lot better house. But I'm not going to get that opportunity. Because what checks the boxes right now? Oh, I want to be in Dartmouth. I want to be in Fairhaven. 2,500 square feet, 2-car garage. I want to be in a good school district, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, nice
You're
bathrooms,
looking at
nice kitchens.
$700,000 plus.
Who doesn't
Yeah,
want that?
Right.
Right? Who doesn't want that?
Right.
$700,000, $800,000, $900,000. That checks a lot of boxes for a lot of people.
Of course.
And they want us, no problem. Go get your house ready, paint the exterior. Let's do whatever to get it. Like that seller of that house isn't going to wait. You know, they don't need to wait. So you
It's
risk
all about
nothing.
the urgency, I guess, right?
You
The
risk
state-
nothing by
yeah.
putting your house
Yeah.
on the market, testing the waters. If you've made the decision to move, and you said now is the time. We're at the height. You know, we're at the height, and I think interest rates, even though they're on the higher side, it's still an average rate that, you know, the payment isn't so crazy where the affordability isn't there. So we touched on COVID. So you came in. What do you think is the difference now?
Well, I feel like highest and best kind of went out the window when I started to come in because
It was on every single
it was-
listing.
Yeah.
It's still happening, but not
It is
as
still
bad.
happening.
But yeah.
But it was definitely, I came in at that tail end of the tailspin. I had to, I learned negotiating, which was great because a lot of agents, when they went into COVID, they really didn't learn all of
there's no
all of
negotiating.
that.
We just talked about this
Right,
yesterday in the
like-
training with the home inspections.
Right,
We were
yeah.
literally just talking about this. And
No,
it's
so I
something that I
was-
kind of had to remind myself about. There were a lot of agents that home inspection negotiations were just not a thing because they were being waived left and
were
right
being-
before it was
right.
illegal to do.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and it was, so it's something you think of as not starting
Yeah.
in that time.
Yeah.
You forgot.
No.
that
I didn't need to worry
there's
about it
a lot of
because-
agents that have been doing it for 4 or 5, maybe
Right.
5 years or so that had no idea. They're just now learning negotiations
Yeah.
because it wasn't their first few years in real estate. Did you find that happened to you?
No, I was, like I said, I came in when that was already transitioning.
Yeah, see, so you came in
lucky
at a
for
good
me
time.
that
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, all right, you know, this is what we have to do and that's what I'll have to do. And I just kind of went from there. But I used to hear stories of how it was back in 2020.
Yeah.
It was almost like the agents that started right before or right when COVID started, they almost are retraining now, I'm finding. Because what they learned was not the reality. We said so many times, guys, this isn't reality.
This
It's going
is
to
not
change.
reality,
We tried prepping
This is
everybody
not
for
gonna
it.
last forever,
right?
guys.
And everybody looked at us like, oh yeah, well this is it. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, we'll
No.
see.
Yeah, Ron and
That
Melissa
way-
don't know what they're talking about.
So
yeah.
here comes back towards reality, and now you see a lot of agents that are the good ones are obviously doing the trainings and coming to learn the process. They're almost relearning everything again,
Yeah.
because it was what they learned coming into it, and they
now
did
you got to
it at
get
the time. It made
estimates
sense.
to fix
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
It's good to refresh what you
Yeah,
know anyway.
for sure.
I mean, I'm
Learn something
always
new every
trying
day.
to instill
Yeah.
more knowledge, even if I've already learned it.
So the home inspection law has only been in effect now, 5 months?
It's been it was
6
October,
months?
right?
Yeah, but
But actually,
Yeah.
in
6-7
effect,
months.
I think, so whatever, call it like 6 months. How much do you think that's affected our market in an old mill town where every house is like 100
Yeah.
years old? How do you think that's affected the market and inventory?
I personally think it's why you're seeing a lot of the price changes now, because there aren't people are waiving home inspections left and right just to get it, knowing that they would be able to maybe outdo like a bidding war of paying $10,000 more or whatever it may be, figure, and they're going to put that in instead. I think that a lot of it is where you see either whether it be price drops or when you see it close, it comes with a closing cost credit or the price was readjusted. It's like it used to be, obviously, right? And so, but because it went with for 4 or 5 years, it was so strong being like that, it changed back. And so now it's almost being misinterpreted that prices are coming down. But it's just because we're back to negotiating. Right. Negotiating was like, there wasn't post-negotiating once you had an accepted offer because it was seller wants this. Yeah. If you don't want to take it, there's 17 other people who will take it.
And I think
it was wild.
A home inspection is important. You want to protect your buyer.
Of course.
I'm
glad
it happened.
Sellers,
those houses that are coming back on the market, do you think that sellers just had a false sense of reality that they didn't have to do anything to get 100%. Their house on the market? I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to put it for sale. I'm going to get the most amount of money for it and not have to do these improvements. You think
and they would get it.
There's
years ago.
Now they're not.
No.
Right. Now you're seeing you're back to seeing whether it be like the smaller things or the larger type of items where they're coming back and you're seeing either closing cost concessions or things being paid at closing for contractors to come and do XYZ, mold issues, things like that. Yeah, we're back to seeing that, and I think
it's a dance. It really is. Like you give a little, I give a little.
Yeah, but you know if the roof is old. It looks old, the home inspectors, if it looks old to you, it's going to look old to the home inspector. It's going to look old to the buyer. So why not factor in a new roof, get it done at closing, and get the most money for your house, right?
Who's or price it appropriately.
FHA buyers are paying the most right now because they can put the least amount of money down. So why not open it up to the biggest pool of buyers who can get the best financing at the best rate and just roll in the roof?
We
know guys that'll get paid at closing. Like we'll do the roof.
Do
we'll
you
get paid at
think
closing.
that agents are afraid of having that conversation with their seller?
Yeah, they think like, let's just put it on for the most money. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then price reduction, price reduction, price reduction, price reduction. Instead of right price with a brand new roof, let's drive the price up. Let's go from $499 to $529.
Right.
Instead of putting it on at $550 and then price reduction, 60, 70 days later.
I think going low is a great strategy because then so many people.
Realistic.
Oh my God. And then the open houses, so many people flood the open houses and then you have a bidding war. And
you know what grinds my gears? I'm going to sound really
But we
lame
always
right
go
now.
for the tippity top. Right.
Yeah.
Well, the seller wants
the
the
plan
tippity
is always
top.
to
seller.
Give me the range.
Right.
You always
Let's
have
start
the
at
plan.
the top. Why are we starting at the top? Let's start close and see if the market actually
that's the part that kills me.
Pushes it there.
Being out there with sellers and talking to sellers constantly, like we're lucky that we list a lot of houses, right? And so and having those conversations are wild. But what grinds my gears is I love that saying that because it really
grinds my
gears, right? A lot of the social media things and like the podcasts or things that are out there that may not be local, or maybe some of them even are local, but they're out there, they're being misled. And it's like, we're the ones that are out there 7 days a week I'm out there not only with my sellers, but also out there with my buyers. I'm telling you from being out there and working there 7 days a week of what I'm seeing, what's actually happening. And obviously I want to get the most money for you and I want to get the best win for my buyers on either side. I'm here to work for you. So when I give you these numbers, it's not only to get to the finish line, but it's also to benefit so you're as happy as possible when we get to the closing table. But it sometimes gets so lost. I super appreciate people who sit and actually say, you know what, that makes sense. This is what you do. I so appreciate people so much that say, yep, I trust you. This is what it is because they're not listening to the noise. And
give
proof
me
in the
the
pudding.
job.
Yeah, you can look at
it makes you feel more comfortable in what you're doing.
And honestly, I'd go as far to say and this probably isn't going to make a lot of people happy to say, but if you look at you can mine included or anybody's, you look at certain listings, you can see which sellers listened to your advice and which ones didn't. And a lot of times you end up selling for the price that you recommended from the start. Or even less because you started so high, so much higher that they wanted to do that. If we had started the price that I recommended, I probably could have gotten you $10,000 over. I kid you not. I've told you the story a couple of times. I had twice happen to me in the last year and a half, year, where we went to the price that I initially started at, and we ended up getting over the original price. And all we did was a price drop to where I initially said, let's list at this. And it was a nice rewarding feeling to say, okay, now I got you that number that I was trying to get you all along. But it's like, if only we had just started that way. And it just happened to be timing was fantastic because there was a plethora of buyers out there. But obviously it's you got to work with the right agent. You have to work with a good agent that knows what they're doing and it's going to be there for you. But if you are doing that, I think people need to have more trust in us to understand that, we're not only here to work for you, but we want to get the best, we want the best outcome for you. And it's for everyone.
And appraisers now, they're really looking at the value. Yeah. They're taking all things into consideration. They're looking at days on market. So that starting high and being on the market 60, 90 days later, they're looking, it's like, is this buyer paying too much for this house? Is full price still too much what they're asking after 3 price reductions? Are they still paying too much? So the days on market are going to affect our sellers in multiple ways.
For sure.
So we talked about COVID. You got into the market after COVID. How much do you think the trains have impacted the values of properties?
I think it definitely has.
Because you got in and you're seeing the surge, right? Prices are climbing. How much do you think it's now being an MBTA town here and in Fall River have affected prices?
Yeah, it's brought in a lot of interest, I feel like, to the South Coast.
Fall River especially, I think. I think New Bedford, obviously, we've as well, but I think Fall River has been huge.
Why pay over $1 million for a 3-family up in the Boston area when you can, pay much less in this area? So I definitely think it has impacted it in a positive way.
The multifamilies in particular, all day long.
Yeah, so it's brought interest. It's driven up rents.
Big time.
Do you think prices are still going to continue to go up?
I think so.
I know we're selling multifamilies now.
I can't believe.
Do you think in single families and multifamilies?
I think
or everything.
I think multis, maybe single families too. Actually, I feel like I'm seeing more of a hike in single families, in particular raised ranches. Because a lot of people are using it as multi-generational now. And so certain single families, I think, that's just for an example of raised ranch, I think those are going to continue to go up. It was so funny because probably, 7-8 years ago, we had the hardest time selling raised ranches. I can remember
they're old school. They're Portuguese.
Nobody wants them.
Only now, Portuguese people want them.
And now everybody wants them.
Because the mom and dad are downstairs.
Yeah, mom and dad downstairs.
But now it's not.
Or the second kitchen because we don't want to mess up the one upstairs.
Oh my God.
They were hard. Like that. They were not hard to sell, but they were a harder thing to sell 7, 8, 9 years ago. And now you throw one on, and I feel like they almost go like a multifamily type of situation. You're doing an offer deadline because it's just anything ranches that can have, depending on what kind of raised ranch it is. It's
I agree, and I think yes, you're seeing more of the generational housing. I think 30% too of the houses that are being sold are being bought by investors. I think that there's still a lot of interest.
Yes.
They're coming in, they're making offers on our expired listings, they're buying our investment properties, they're looking for properties where they can add an ADU and raise
ADUs,
the rents.
Yes.
Right? It's a solid investment. Instead of doing a flip, they're flipping that 2-family into a 3 or a 3 into a 4, and the rents are going through the roof.
Yep.
So do you think that, so you guys think that price, how much do you think prices are going to continue to go? Do you think it's just for this year? And if rates do ultimately come down, how crazier is the rent going to be?
I mean, I think things usually go up, 2 to 5% each year, typically.
They've been an average the last couple of years, like around 4% in our area.
So
I think at the very least, we're going to maintain the pricing that we're at right now.
As long as the demand is high.
I hate to say this, but I think a lot of it's going to go off of what interest rates are going to do this year. If they continue to go up, I don't think we're going to continue to go up on prices. I think we'll maintain where we're at.
Is it scary to think if rates go down 0.5% that things are going to keep going bananas?
If rates go down, I think we're going back to the COVID market, not in a COVID world.
That's true. We don't have a crystal ball.
If they go down substantially,
but
I would love to see, if we could see 5s and be really, really in the 5s, I think it would be such a beautiful, happy medium for everybody and everything, for a win-win for everybody all around.
I bought my house 16 years ago. My interest rate was 5%. That's where it was.
It's about, if we see 4s, which I don't personally think we'll ever see again, but if we do see 4s, forget it. The market's going to go wild, and that's when you'll see prices go through the roof again.
What do you think makes the South Coast, a great place to live? What do you think the attraction is to the South Coast?
What's not to love? You have the beach. You have amazing restaurants. You have community. Aside from the horrible winter we just had.
Yeah. Besides the 3 feet of snow in your front yard, in the month of February.
Oh my God, this winter was wintering. It really wintered.
We just
What was
said that at the same time.
Yeah, right.
But other than that, I mean, it's just an amazing
And
place
being
to
a
live.
realtor and only having 15 business days to work this February.
Oh my
Right.
gosh. And not even, I think the worst part of this winter was not even being able to get, it's like Murphy's Law, right? I just happened to have had kind of like the perfect storm of not the best luck, where I had a couple of my sellers that had moved ahead of time while we were waiting on closing. So I had, I think, 4 vacant properties that were waiting on closing.
Wow.
And 2 of them were literally within a mile of my own home. So I'm thinking, I can get there. I couldn't get there even myself for 3-4 days to check on it. So, and so it goes back to, you know, you were talking about what's so special about, and I'm not saying it's not anywhere else in the, you know, in the country or whatnot, but what I think that is truly special, obviously I'm biased for, you know, being from here, but I think that what was so truly special about that was I literally had neighbors that I didn't even know, but knew through the grapevine of people that we knew from the community that literally called me, or I called them, and they got in touch and they said, listen, we're digging our way out. We're making our way across the street. We know so-and-so had moved out. We're going to make sure that there's no water in the basement, things like that. It was the
so
most
nice.
Incredible reminder of humanity and how great people are.
Everybody was helping each other.
Yeah, my neighbors and I.
Community.
We have
Sense of
a
community.
90-year-old. She happy birthday, Dorothy. My neighbor Dorothy literally just turned 90, and she lives by herself, and she lives at the end of my street, and it was so hard for us to even get down there. Everybody's digging everybody out to get down there. You know what I mean? And it was a great reminder of, and so you what you talk about with community and things like that. I think we're very lucky for the people that we have. We're all you know, blue collar, hardworking people that are just out there trying to make ends meet. And when things go awry in the world, we're all, I think, very helpful with helping we come together and through the bad times a lot of times.
How many
you know,
videos did you see of people digging themselves out?
It was wild. On
those, like some of the New Bedford streets, right? They were out there shoveling.
Yeah, the plows and just couldn't get down there.
Yeah. It was wild.
And see everybody come together and
it's
bail
a beautiful
each other
thing.
out.
I think in a weird way we needed that.
That could have
winter.
been so much worse.
Yeah.
100%.
That story could have been so much worse.
I think so many more people could have died, or horrible things that could have happened if everybody hadn't come together. You know what I mean? But I think it, in a weird way, I know I sound crazy for this, but I think we needed that winter. I think we needed that blizzard to be reminding of, you know, sometimes it's always go, 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 right? Nobody knows that more than us. And it slowed you down for a second and made you remember your neighbors and checking on everybody and making sure everybody was good, you know? And I think that was...
It was a good recharge, too.
It was a good recharge, yeah. And I think, you know, the biggest thing too, I think we're so lucky with food. We're lucky with we have amazing restaurants. I think that a lot of us we have to remind ourselves of how lucky you are, because when you go out, you know, traveling and whatnot, there's always cool spots to go to. We always love to find, like, I know when we go to our conference and stuff, we always find some really cool spots. But no matter how good the food is, it's not special. It's not that Portuguese mom and pop, you know, cooking recipes, grandma's recipe, fresh seafood right off the boat. You know, it's like, we have a really special little nook, and people, I think, have recognized that over the years in particular, and have kind of been coming this way, where we've always known we were lucky, but maybe didn't realize it because we've been surrounded by it our entire lives.
And
you know,
people come from down south here in the summer. I mean, I have so many clients that come up to spend the 3 months of summer up here.
Look at Airbnb.
Like, this is a vacation
There's so
spot.
much to do, and I think like Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, Newport. You think of everything going on, all the festivals downtown New Bedford, all the stuff, music festivals in Dartmouth, like everything. There's so much going on every weekend right here. The Buttonwood Park Fair, the Madeira Feast. There's so much going on here every weekend.
Yeah.
And like we staycation. We stay home the months of summer because we're like, it's a short window, right? It's like June to early September, then shut it down. And every weekend something's happening. And I think people are here trying to take advantage of it. And I think that's what makes the South Coast so special.
for sure.
Something else that makes the South Coast so special is all the fundraising people do. Like when we talked about community.
Yeah.
And I think everybody bands together for a lot of events. And I want you to tell us a little bit about something that's near and dear to your heart, Power of the Purse.
Power of the Purse. So we just had our Power of the Purse gala last Thursday, and it was incredible. The theme was metallic. So everybody looked amazing. That room,
videos
oh my
were
God.
amazing.
Everybody came to just shine and glow. It was, so I have been on the committee for about 4 years now, and this has been one of the most incredible group of women that I have got to serve on this committee with. They are a powerhouse, and I love to be surrounded by, powerhouse women and inspirational women. We're big on women empowerment, and that's what we try to do. I know, right? And so is Remax. And that's what we try to do with Power the Purse. So Power the Purse is the event that funds the Women United initiative for the Greater New Bedford United Way. And it funds different, baby bundles. It funds financial literacy for women. We have a community baby shower that we,
I love that.
yeah, that goes along with the baby bundles. Sorry, I just had like a brain fart. Like, oh my God, there's so many that I want to speak about. And then there's Wash and Read, which we help supply books to all the laundromats. If the mom and dad are going to do laundry. They can read. Yeah. So there's a lot that we help support. Yeah. So it's incredible.
How many years have been going on?
So next year will be our 10th year. So we're going to have a big 10th
bash.
10th
Are you doing it in the Century House again?
Century House.
Yeah.
Century House has
year?
been
We love the
amazing.
Century House.
Yes, we sell out every year.
Any major sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Bay Coast Bank is a major sponsor of Power of the Purse for sure. And Exquisite Events. When you see all the decor in that room,
who did all that.
That is
they
Exquisite
did an incredible
Events,
job.
and it is Wendy Joblin and Diana. They both kind of like run the
They did
the
an
decor.
incredible job. Ron, we need them for our Christmas party this year.
Bring them in. Anything less that we can do. I'm glad that I had to check for it, give my credit card out to.
No, they're
I
incredible.
just want to show up and have a good time.
Exactly.
I don't want to have to worry about anything.
He did an incredible
And if it
job.
looks that great and fancy, I'll take it.
It looked like
love bougie.
Yeah.
It's become one of those things like, what are we going to do next year? How are we going to top this
How
next
do you
year?
top it, right?
A lot of pressure,
And
but it's so
I love
fun.
the energy and of
my God.
just the everybody coming together.
And the energy in that room is
incredible.
incredible. The first year that I attended, I think that's why I was like so hooked. Like, I have to be a part of this. This is like magnetic.
Yeah.
And I always, at the end of the event or close to the end of the event when the auction's closing around 8:30, I always like to have a little spot in the corner of the room and just kind of like look around. Because I feel like it's like, wow, like look at all of this. Look at all of these people, women networking, empowering each other, like talking about their lives and really connecting. I feel like it's really, really
It's huge.
dear to my heart.
Nobody's less of a fan of the Mean Girls Club more than me, and so I love seeing so much when you have, especially that many women in one room and everybody's empowering everyone.
350.
If that can set some kind of example for the community, we talk about the community all the time in the world. What's better than that? It's just such a beautiful thing. It's like that just does so much, and there's so much to go around, and it's something that I watch. I'm getting to learn a lot about with Power the Purse, and obviously need to be more involved with things. But it's I watched you girls do from everything that you were doing on that, and it was just, you could feel it even if you weren't there. You could feel it through the videos and the pictures of everybody that was there that was posting. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That when you can feel it through not even being there,
Right.
you know how special that is.
Yeah, we got to get you there next
never
year.
mind
They have
being there in
Could be a
person.
10-year legacy of
10-year
fundraising,
legacy
giving
is
back to the
huge.
Right.
community. I tell
And there
people,
are events like that all over the nation. Like, we're not the only one. We're the only ones that do like a night event like that. A lot of
Okay.
them are lunches. Like, there's one at Cipriani. I think it's Cipriani in New York. They do like a luncheon and stuff. So we're the only ones that really have like a party.
a bash.
I love that.
Party.
I love that.
Now, congratulations.
Yeah.
Glad it was over the top. And
Thank
yes,
you.
it's fundraising season. So we have a few other events that are near and dear to our heart as well. I just want to give them a shout out. And if you're looking for a place to make a donation or an event to attend or volunteer, SCBA is having their annual golf tournament. They give a lot back to the community. Reach out to Christian and Chris Resendiz if you're looking to make a donation there. Those guys are huge. They do a lot in our community with at-risk youth. Martin's Oliveira Golf Tournament. That's me. We sponsor fundraising for the American Heart Association. That's the day before Father's Day. We're going on our 11th year giving back to that cause.
It's a really fun day.
Really fun day. Come down to Acushnet River Valley, noontime, the day before Father's Day. Come help out, come volunteer, come to our auction. It's always a great time. Everybody knows somebody that's suffering from heart disease out there or has lost somebody to heart disease. So definitely a great cause, and I appreciate all of our sponsors, everybody that is there year after year. I can't thank you guys enough. Mission 22, June 26th. We got to take care of our veterans, guys. We can never give back enough to them, enough to people, they're out there defending our country, making sure we're safe here at home. A shout out to Rob Serpa. He's spearheading that. That's a great time, great golf tournament also in Acushnet.
Every sale that we have with a veteran, both Rob Serpa, myself, and quite a few of the agents in our company, we match and we donate $100 each to every sale to Mission 22, which is super cool.
Great.
I always say we wouldn't be here without our veterans, right? We have our freedom and we're able to have our business because of our veterans. So huge salute to the veterans and thank you for your service.
So everyone's always looking for something to donate their time or donate some money. If you don't have money, donate your time. We appreciate any help we can get. And again, spreading the word out there. This is, again, we're fundraising season, and we appreciate everybody that's putting their time into these events. Team Noah, another big one, Team Noah event. They just had their annual wine tasting. I heard it was a huge success at Seaport. Their golf tournament is June 29th as well at Acushnet River Valley. Always looking for sponsorships and donations. Again, drive by Pope Park. It says it all right there. Huge shout out to the Fernandez family and Team Noah Foundation for making that happen and continuing their fundraising events. Big day this week.
Yes, Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Guys want to give a shout out to your moms?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Natalina Pacheco.
Aw, I love that. Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Thank you.
It's amazing. A mama spending all the day at the baseball.
Yeah, I know.
I got my fur babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I wouldn't be the woman I am without her. So
That's right. That's right. I come from a line of very powerful, driven women. So I owe it to them.
Me too. I always say, and Ron's heard me say it a million times, I wouldn't be who I am and where I am in this world without the strong Norwegian background that I grew up with, and mainly the Norwegian women that have, went through heck and back, and they're here, So I love it.
Absolutely.
Maria Oliveira, I love you. Love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
GOAT.
I wouldn't be the man I am without all the beatings you used to give me when I was a kid.
Ron, can you please share the video of your mother at Alianza?
I'll have to get it to Steve. Yeah,
Steve,
if you're down at Alianza.
Oh my goodness.
His mom is the coolest lady.
Mama Portugal's in the back helping out Susie. 81 years old, still out there.
Oh my God.
Working,
She was in the kitchen
in.
with her?
Uh-huh.
That is so funny.
My mom's the best, and big
That's where he
participant
gets
in
his
Mount
not
Carmel
being
Church.
human from.
She's
She's out there running
Happy
through.
Mother's Day. Jess, thank you for being on here today.
Thank you so much for
joining
This was so much fun.
our company.
Yeah.
What do you think of the merger with Remax and Real Brokerage?
I'm excited. I joined at the right time.
I know, right?
Yes,
really
as an
excited.
agent coming on over.
Yeah.
I think that's where legacy meets technology. What does that mean to you?
I cannot wait to see what they have in store as far as AI, technology, all of that. I really can't wait to see what the future holds.
I think both companies have a lot of really great technology and different tools to use, and to see them come together, I think is going to be huge. And it's going to be anything, what we've had has been so great, but why not take it to the next level? And I think there's no better time than now to get ahead of it and be into the next level. So I'm super excited for you
it's
to
ironic
be a part
because
of this.
I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I have to get my business into the next level. And so I wanted to join you, and thank you so much for welcoming me. And I feel like now Remax is being taken to the next level, so it's kind of like it's great.
I said this morning is obviously everybody sees the beautiful woman you are on the outside, but what a lot of people, if you don't know Jess, is she is just as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside, and that is something that and I mean that, and it's something I'm so proud and happy to have her with us. And it's we've been talking for a long time about the culture at Remax that we've been building, and we are about quality instead of quantity. and so instead of taking on every agent and that decides that wants to, come over or whatever it may be, we're cherry picking these days. And I'm very proud and honored that you decided to join us and to be with us. And I think that you represent the culture that we are continuing to strive to be and to be towards and to always stay with, because you're somebody who's always going to do the right thing and be there for your clients. So
100%.
Definitely an
Proud to
asset
have you.
to our company.
For
Proud
sure.
to have you. How do they get in touch with you if they're looking for a rock star agent?
Well, you can call 508-525-0416, call or text. Or they can email me, jessiecoutorealtor@gmail.com.
Perfect.
Melisa Gagne, if they're looking for a rock star agent.
Yes, I can be reached on my cell phone at 508-264-6905. I always recommend, just in case I'm stuck here in the studio with Ron, text me and let's set up a time to call. If I don't answer, I'm with a client or something like this, but feel free to text me, call me, and or you can email me at mgagne@remax.net. It's MGAGNE at remax.net. I'd be happy to have that chat. If you're thinking of making a move, want to come over to Remax, we're here.
The best VP in the business. I didn't even have to plug it. You did it for me. I'm proud of you. She's on it.
That's awesome.
A lot of great info here. Please like and share this episode of Agent Appreciation and a monthly mortgage update. I wish we had more of an update for you. Rates are still the same. Prices are where they are, but there's a lot of opportunities out there. Reach out to us at Remax Vantage. We'd love to talk to you. Thank you so much. Please like and share this video.
Have a good day.